If you are gone outside on office work, whatever expenses other than traveling you have paid or a company has paid, we call it as DNS allowance. Whatever allowance is given for uniform, if it is completely spent for your office purpose, then it is completely exempted. Education allowance, as I told you, 2 children, it will be 100 into 12, 100 into 12. Total it is 2,400. Employee can contribute even up to 100% of his salary. It is not applicable or it is not needed for your income tax. Hello everyone, this is your ALsir, lecturer in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the session 3 of your topic called Income Tax 1. So in BCom you have topic Income Tax 1. Under that we are doing income from salary. Now as I told you, in every problem we are learning concept as well as problems. Now hope you are writing all the concept separately. Why? Because in your income from salary, almost we have done almost 4 to 5 problems. You know that unless you know the concept, you cannot do the problem. Now, whatever given in the question, everything is copy paste, but few things are exempted. Few things, they have certain exemption limit. What are those exemption? What is the limit? Each and everything we will understand in today's session. So what will be the agenda for the day? The agenda will be very simple. We will learn concept. Along with concept, we will do problems also. So this sheet, it is completely for concept oriented. So whatever concept I'll get from the problem, I'll write down here. Whatever I write it here, please write down in your notebook. So this is your problem number 3, the first problem for the day. We will read out, and once if you're done, then we'll go back to your concept class and there we will explain one by one. In this, Sri K. Raman is employed as an engine driver in Indian Railways. He is getting 15,000 per month as basic pay. What was his basic pay? 15,000 per month. If anything is given per month, we are supposed to multiply into 12. Then rupees 2,500 per month as DNS pay. Next. And rupees 2,500 per month as DNS allowance. Now, in this, we have two things. One is DNS pay and DNS allowance. Normally, we done our problems on DNS allowance. But what is the meaning of DNS pay? Anything which is paid on percentage basis, we call it as DNS pay. Normal payment, we call it as DNS allowance. What is DNS allowances? If you are gone outside on office work, whatever expenses other than traveling you have paid or a company has paid, we call it as DNS allowance. Now, if the DNS allowance is paid on percentage basis, if you have done so much of work, for that 2%. If your expenditure is this much, your target you have achieved this much. So, on that certain percentage, if I pay, that will be called as DNS pay. Now, during 2019-20, he received the following allowances are as follows. Now, the calculation will be very simple. We will calculate your 15,000 into 12 along with your 2,500 into 12 and 2,500 into 12. No more deduction, no more calculation in this. We'll go for the next one. Rupees 16,500 as running allowances. Now, if they are giving any running allowances, so what is the calculation? I'll go back to your concept class. If it is running allowances, remember 70% of your allowances are 10,000. Whichever is less has to be taken as exemption. Remember, In case you have given by running allowances, you're supposed to calculate like 70% of the allowances are 10,000. Whichever is least has to be taken as exemption. Remember this. I'll go back. Now, next, 200 per month per child as education allowances for his 2 children. Again, I'll go back to your concept. Education allowances. Education allowances. Rupees 100 per child. If there are 2 children, so 100 into 2, this will be how much? 200 multiplied with 12. Up to 2,400, it is exempted. Please write down these things. Running allowances, 70% of allowances are 10,000. Whichever is least is exempted. Now, education allowances, 100 rupees per child. If maximum is how many child? So, maximum is 2. 100 into 2, this will be 200. Number of months will be 12. Now, 12 into 200, it will be 2,400. Clear? Yes, 2,400 will be the basic exemption. Now, you may ask that, sir, if there are three children, what will be the calculation? If there are 3 children, the calculation is very simple. As per the Income Tax Act, only 2 children are permitted. Now, if there are 3, the third one we will not calculate. Whatever allowances you got, fully taxable. For 2 children, even though you are receiving 500 per month, 100 per child exempted. You have to pay tax only on balance 400. Clear? If there are 2 children, 100 plus 100 up to 200 per month exempted. Clear? Yes. These two you understood. We'll go for the next one. One of his son is staying in a hostel for which Raman is spending rupees 800 per month. He is getting a rupees 500 per month for his son. Whatever he is spending, we will not consider. But how much allowances he is getting? He is getting around 500 rupees per month. Now, again, I'll go back to concept. Now, as per this, hostel allowances 300 per child per month is exempted. Remember, how much he was getting allowances? 500 per month. What is the exemption limit? The exemption limit is 300 per child per month. So 300 means how much he was getting? 500. Out of 500, we will minus 300. Only 200 is taxable for him. If there are 2 child, again 300 plus 300. If there are 3, the third one we will not give any exemption. Only for these 2 we will take exemption. You may have doubt. It never happens in your question paper. They will not ask you like that. But your curiosity, I'll tell you now. So government or income tax, what they have told, up to 2 children, these kind of exemptions they will get. Now, for example, you got married, you got a first child. Now, will you get exemption, all these kind of exemption for your first child? Yes, done. Now, you got second child. Now, will you get this kind of exemption for your second child? Answer is yes. You got third child. So, will you get all these kind of exemption for your third child? Answer is no. Only first and second you will get. Now, the same example, you got first child. Yes, you will get all the exemption. The second time you got twins. Second time you got twins. So it is not your mistake. Clear? It is not your mistake. So you are blessed with twins. Now what will happen? So who will get this benefit out of these 2? The answer is 1, 2, 3. All 3 children will get this facility. Why? Because the twins will be considered the second child. This child and another child both should be considered as second child. Then 100, 100 and 100. Education allowance they will get 300 only if the second time, if it is twins. Clear? Yes. Now, one more example. These kind of questions you will not get, just for the curiosity I am telling you. Now, one more thing. Now, the same thing, first time itself, you are blessed with twins. The first child itself, you are blessed with twins. Then what will happen? Very simple. So, this will be considered first child and this will be considered as second child. Now, you have two, and the third one, if you are blessed, means that will be considered as third one. Clear? Yes. So, these are the concept. Don't write down all these things in your concept. It is only for your information. Now, this is done. Next, rupees 250 per month as a CCA, city compensation allowance. So it is very simple. No exemption for CCA. Wherever you find CCA, just multiply and write. Done. Yes. Next, once if it is done, rupees 400 per month as uniform allowances. 400 per month multiplied with 12. Fully spent for employment. If the uniform expenses spent for employment, it is completely exempted. I'll go back to your concept. Your fourth one. Uniform spent for work, like it is exempted. Whatever allowances given for uniform, if it is completely spent for your office purpose, then it is completely exempted. Now, this is done. Rupees 2,500 per month as HRA. He pays rupees 3,000 per month as rent as to house owner. Compute his taxable salary for the assessment year 2020-2021. So, these are the informations you have. 90% you understood everything. Just we have to do copy as well as paste. Whatever order in the question they have given, in the same order we'll solve the answer. Now, basic pay. So, what is the basic pay it was given? It was given 15,000 per month. Now, 15,000 multiplied with 12. What is your answer? 1,80,000. Now, second one. DP. DP means what? Dearness pay. How much he was getting? He was getting 2,500 per month into 12. Again, dearness allowance 2,500 into 12. So, if you take everything, 1,80,000, 30,000 as well as 30,000. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. Now, running allowances. As I told you, I'll go back to your concept. Running allowances, 70% of actual allowance are 10,000, which is least. Running allowances, 16,700 into 70% of rupees 16,500 are rupees 10,000 per month, whichever is least. Now, as per this, 16,500 into 70%. How much you will get? Now, if you calculate 90%, you will get around, so it will be 11,550. So, 11,550. Now, you may think that 10,000 is less. Why you have taken 11,550 like 70%? The answer is 10,000 per month. If you go for per annum, how much it is? 1,20,000. 1,20,000 or 11,550, whichever is less, 11,550. Now, from 16,500, if you minus, you will get around 4,950. This is only your answer. Any doubt? No doubt. Then, education allowance, as I told you, 2 children, it will be 100 into 12, 100 into 12. Total it is 2,400. 4,800 minus 2,400, your answer is 2,400. Next, hostel allowance, as I told you, in this there is only one person was there, one son. So again I'll go back. One of his son. So hostel is given for only whom? One person. But As per income tax, up to 2 it is permittable, but here it is taken only 1. So 300 into 12, it will be 300 into 12. So 3,600. How much he was getting? 6,000. 6,000 means what? 500 into 12. So 6,000 minus 3,600. Your answer is how much? It is 2,400. Any doubt up to this? No doubt. So next, CCA they have given directly, it is around 3,000. So we will take 3,000. It is done. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. Then uniform allowance, as I told you, if it is used for work or office purpose, it has to be exempted. Now 400 per month. 400 into 12, 4,800. Now 4,800 minus 4,800, the answer is 0, nil. Next, HRA, house rent allowance. Now, under house rent allowance or HRA calculation, we'll go back to your HRA calculation, then we'll come back with the final answer. HRA received, it is 30,000. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Now, your rent paid is how much? 36,000. I'll go back to your question. 3,000 per month. 3,000 into 12, how much? 36,000. Now, so it will be how much? 36,000 per month minus 21,000. We have considered only DA. Now, 1,80,000 plus 30, because the DP is nothing but on percentage basis. So it is a part of your salary. 180 plus 30, it is 2,10,000. Now, 2,10,000 multiplied with what is the percentage? 10%. So this will be how much? Your 21,000. This is only your 21. 36 minus 21, you will get 15,000. Last one, 40% of salary. Why? Because they have not mentioned that it is from Kolkata, it is from Delhi, it is from Mumbai, it is from Chennai. They have not mentioned these 4 cities. If it is not mentioned, means how much we should take? 40%. If it is mentioned these 4 cities, then we have to go for 50%. Now, this is done. Now, it is 84. How come you got like 2,10,000 multiplied with 40%? How come it is 2,10,000? 1,80,000 plus 30, we call it as 2,10,000. Your basic salary plus DP. Now, out of these 3, whichever is less, only 15,000 is less. Now, your HRA is 30. 30 minus 15, your final answer is 15,000. Now, I'll go back. So, we have taken 15,000, add everything. You got 2,67,750. From that, you will minus standard deduction, that is 50,000. Your final taxable salary is 2,17,750. Any doubt? Hopefully, there is no doubt. Again, I'll go back to your previous one. You can take a screenshot, because once I go for next problem, the concept sheet I'll change. Why? Because I need to write more. So these are your concepts. Please take screenshot. This is very important. Without this, you cannot do your problem. This will be your problem number 3, complete question. This will be first part of your answer. It is your complete answer except HRA calculation. This is a working note for your HRA calculation. So, we'll come for your problem number 2. Your problem number 2 is Sri Rajiv furnished the following particulars of his income for the financial year 2019 and 20. So, where is the table? Table is in the next sheet. Now, so this will be your table, your salary. It is easy. Per month means what you should do? Multiply with 12. Now, dearness allowance, simple, 1,250 into 12, 10. Entertainment allowance 1000 per month, 1000 into 12, it will be 6000. Now, have they mentioned anywhere he is a government employee? No. If he is not a government employee, we will not do any further calculation for entertainment allowance. Again, I'll repeat. If he is not a government employee, we will not do any further calculation for entertainment allowance. Now, employers and employees contribution to recognized provident fund, it is 24,000. Now, remember, I'll come back to this as a concept class. Now, employers contribution and employee contribution to recognized provident fund, RPF. He has paid 24,000. Then interest from provident fund 9.5%. I'll go back to your concept class. You have to write down that. Now, just assume that this is your concept class. I don't have space there. I'll use this space. Now, RPF. If it is RPF, now, in this RPF, if employee contribution, don't do any further calculation, we don't want only, because employee can contribute even up to 100% of his salary. It is not applicable or it is not needed for your income tax. Now, employer contribution up to 12% exempt. Remember, so whatever contribution made by employer, not by employee. If it is made by employee, we will not see only, we don't want. We want only contribution made by employer, owner. Up to 12% of your salary, employer can give you PF. Now, if it is more than 12%, if for example, your boss is very good, he has given almost 20% of your salary as PF. Now, up to 12%, no tax for that. Balance 8%. If it is 20 minus 12, it is 8. 8% we call it as taxable. Clear? So, anything which is employer contribution up to 12%, it is exempted. Above 12%, we call it as taxable. If it is 13%, 1% taxable. If it is 11%, no tax. 12%, no tax. 15%, how much taxable? 3% taxable. Now, so this is done. Second one, interest on RPF. You will not get only RPF or Provident Fund. Along with that, you will get interest also. Now, up to 9.5% exempt. Up to 9.5% exempt. If it is above 9.5%, then we call it as taxable. Clear? So these two are very important concept. Write down. Now I'll go back to your question. So regarding your RPF calculation, we have done. Calculation we will do, but you understood the concept. He has contributed 24,000. Later we will see how much percentage he has contributed. We'll check later. Now, interest from Provident Fund 9.5. So what is the limit? 9.5. How much he has given? 9.5. No tax, nothing. If it is above 9.5, for example, it is 10%. 0.5 will be taxable. If it is 10.5, 1% is taxable. Now, city compensation allowance, you know that 200 into 12, no further calculations. Now, medical allowance, always remember no exemption for medical allowances. It is always taxable. 10,000 into 12, it is 1,20,000 taxable. Now, he has been provided with a facility of an unfurnished house by the employer in a town, population less than 10 lakh. This is very important. I'll explain you. Now, for which the employer charges rupees 500 per month. The fair rent of the house is 30,000. How much employer is charging? 500 per month. Now, the house is owned by the employer. These are the calculations we have. I'll explain you what is this. Now, this we call it as rent-free accommodation. Rent-free accommodation. Now, this is not RPF. Remember, this is RFA. Now, how to calculate? For example, you are working in some XYZ company. It is in Bangalore. Now, you don't have any rented house, your own house. So you are supposed to stay in the house which is given by employer. Now, this is nothing but RFA, rent-free accommodation. Accommodation they have provided you without paying rent. Now, for this, what is the calculation? If you are provided with rent-free accommodation, whatever allowances you will get, you have to pay tax for that. How to calculate tax? Now, very simple. Always go with population. Population, if it is above 25 lakh, then this will be 15% of your salary. Now, if the population is 10 to 25 lakh, 10% of your salary. Now, if the population is below 10 lakh, then 7.5% of your salary. Remember, this will be your calculation. In case of any unfurnished house given to you, then the calculation is very simple. If the population is above 25 lakh, then you have to pay 15% of your salary as rent-free accommodation taxable income. Now, if the locality population means that particular city population less than 25 and above 10 lakh, you are supposed to pay 10%. If the population is less than 10 lakh, then you are supposed to pay 7.5% of your calculation means on your salary. Clear? Yes. As per this question, what is the population? Population is less than 10 lakh means how much percentage you should take? 7.5% you have to take. Clear? Yes. 7.5% you are supposed to take. Along with your house, if your company has provided with fridge, phone, refrigerator like fridge, washing machine, furniture, like this kind of asset they have given means, remember, 10% of cost. If the fridge provided by your boss, if the fridge value is 50,000, on the 10% means 5,000, you are supposed to pay tax. It is not tax, it is a taxable value. Clear? Yes. Now, this is done. The employer has employed for him a sweeper. They have given you sweeper also. Sweeper, servant, gardener, irrespective of number, multiply and write. No exemption for that. Now, sweeper 200 into 12 taxable. Servant rupees 750 per month into 12, it is taxable. Clear? Yes. Now, we're done with all the concept. We'll go for the answer. Now, compute the taxable income under the head salary for the assessment year 2020 and 2021. We'll go for the answer. Now, this will be your answer. Salary, it is nothing but your 15,000 multiplied with 12. This is done. Your DNS allowance, how much it is given? 1,250 per month. Now, this will be 1,250 multiplied with 12. This is done. Entertainment allowance, how much it is given? 1,000 per month. So, how much it is? 1,000 multiplied with 12. It is also done. City compensation allowance, it is 200 per month. So, 200 multiplied with 12, it is 2,400 per month. Over. Medical allowance, as I told you, there is no exemption or limit. So, it will be 10,000. How much it is given? I'll go back. They have not mentioned per month. So, the 10,000 is per annum. Now, this will be 10,000 over employer's contribution to RPF in excess of 12%. I'll show you the calculation. What is his basic salary? 1,80,000. So what is the limit? Up to 12% of your RPF. I'll go back to your concept. So RPF up to 12%, it is exempted. Now, if you calculate 12%, how much you will get? If you calculate 12%, you will get around 1,80,000 means 18,000 plus it will be 21,600. So how much you will get? 21,600. Now, how much he has paid? He has paid 24,000. He has paid more. Up to 12% exempt means we already calculated 12%. If you calculate 12%, you will get only 21,600. But he has paid 24,000. How much extra he has paid? He has paid extra around 2,400. This is only your RPF, not this one. This is only your RPF calculation. Clear? Very simple. On your salary, you calculate 12%. If the amount is whatever paid is more than your 12%, the excess amount will be taxable. Now, this is done. Sweeper. Now, sweeper, I told you, sweeper, servant, everything into multiply into 12. Now, this is 2,400, like 200 multiplied into 12. Your servant, it is 750 multiplied into 12. This will be 9,000. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. Now, we'll go for your concession rate. It is not concession rate. It is your rent-free accommodation. I'll go for this calculation. Your rent-free accommodation, as I told you, what is the percentage for this? What is the population? Less than 10 lakh. If it is less than 10 lakh, what is the percentage? 7.5% of your salary. Now, for 7.5% of your salary, which are the things you should consider? Now, everything we will not consider DA. Why? Because DA is not part of this salary. They have to mention in the bracket DA is a part of the salary or DA is part of your retirement benefit. Then only we will consider your DNS allowance. In this, we will not consider. Now, they have taken 1,80,000, 12,000, 2,400 as well as 10,000. Now, 1,80,000 your basic pay, 12,000 your entertainment allowances, city compensation and medical. Up to medical we have to take everything. Now, so medical, on that you calculate 7.5%. You will get 15,330. How much he has paid in this question? 500. He charges rupees 500. Now, 500 into 12, this will be 6,000. What is the actual concession you have? 9,330. Clear? Actually, he had concession of 15,330. Out of this, 6,000 already he has paid. So, what is the balance? 9,330. Now, this will be 9,330. Now, you calculate gross salary, 2,42,530. And your basic deduction, standard deduction how much? 50. Your final answer, 1,92,550. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. Please take a screenshot. Very important for your examination. This will be your problem number 4. I have explained you the concept in the sheet itself. This is your answer. Along with that, the RFA, rent-free accommodation, I have explained you. This will be your solution. This will be your working note. This is all about your today's session. We discussed about 2 problems as well as we discussed the major concept called rent-free accommodation. Along with rent-free accommodation, we also understood the concept called it is RPF, Reserve for Provident Fund. What is the limit and what is the interest limit? We learned so many concepts today. Why? Because every problem, these 2 concepts will repeat. Thank you.